Hi, I'm Greg Jenkins, Director of ASADA and co-host of the All-Atlantic Summit with the Air Center. So this brings our full week to an end, and after a short summary, we will pass it on to the minister. But first, I would like to thank the CEO of the Air Center, Miguel, and the Air Center for hosting me this week, and the collective effort of the Penn State team, Air and Penn State team for the Philadelphia meeting. I just want to say this conference could not have happened without the hard work and effort of so many people. I've enjoyed my week in Portugal and was happy to push for success. First, I just would like to thank the teams of WPSU, CNI, the ASADA team, as the backbone back in Pennsylvania. Just Topher, Thomas, Andy, Ann, Muriel, and of course, the Air team. Jesa, Katerina, Tanya, Inez, Emir, Jose, of course, and Miguel, along with the many hours of discussion with Jose, Jerry, DK over many, many months. I'd also like to thank all of the speakers and the listeners for participating and taking time this week. We've learned so much in these last 4 days about the 5 missions, but there's still work to do. When I think about this conference and the blue economy, I think about the flower behind me in the picture. And I took this shot just outside of our building. The center of the picture is the Atlantic, and the petals are all of the countries surrounding the Atlantic. Now, when the Atlantic ecosystem and blue economies are complete, the flower will look beautiful just like that. And it will be 3-dimensional with petals going up and down, measurements below the surface, and all kinds of things happening. But this flower is tied to a bigger ecosystem. The truth is that the flower really doesn't look like this. The top half of the flower is in good shape. That's the North Atlantic. The bottom part has some petals which are missing or not fully grown out. In addition, the flower is threatened by plastic pollution, climate change, natural hazards, environmental disasters, and the potential collapse of biodiversity ecosystems. For the Atlantic and the blue economy to fully bloom, it will take more than technology and resources. It will take openness, access, equity, collaboration, and sharing not only of data, but the best ideas, the best practices, innovation, and a willingness for all of us to get this flower to bloom for future generations. So I want to say, be safe, my friends across the Atlantic, until the next time we meet. And now the Minister of Science, Technology, Higher Education will formally provide the closing remarks and will be followed by a beautiful concert. Thanks, take care.
Now is my time, Greg, yes?
Yes.
So take me all again. I see Miguel Belo, Jerry Miller, and many others. Certainly, it is clear that today you should be very happy by accommodating this 6th high-level dialogue on Atlantic interactions. I understood that it took over 150 panelists from 22 different countries, over 26 different sessions, and more than 50 hours of continuous online presentations. This looks easy for all of us, but it certainly is engaged and involved a number of tasks and people, either in the Air Center, in Penn State, and throughout all the Air Center poles and nodes and institutions engaged. I didn't know before this final remark that Gregory Jenkins is a poet, but at least we have gained also a poet in flowers, and I'm sure that with these great skills and creativity, we can look more and more into the reality of South-North, North-South cooperation. And in fact, Greg pointed out the inequalities which coexist in the Atlantic, and that, as we all know, has been one of the major driver issues for the center, apart or in collaboration or simultaneously with the need to always, every single day, look for new frontiers of knowledge. Actually, this is more than important in the pandemic or following the pandemic crisis that we all live in. We certainly need to better understand scientific evidence which is coming across every single day. But it seems that this pandemic has started in animals, have passed from animals to humans, and that we all know that zoonotic diseases are increasing and will probably increase in the years to come. And if the scientific evidence proves that it is essentially the result of an imbalance between economic and human activity and our planet Earth, we also know that that imbalance is particularly visible in the ocean climate interactions. And the ultimate goal to look at our common ocean in a way to better understand climate action, and with that better provide conditions for improving the quality of life throughout our planet, is the ultimate goal of the Earth Center, which is focused in the Atlantic regions and in North-South, South-North collaboration. But we always understood Atlantic through or within the context of our common ocean, and particularly in terms of the socioeconomic context of Atlantic interactions. Certainly, if the Earth Center 3 years ago was a great challenge, now we have the common responsibility to make it happen more active every single year, and that next year is even better than this year, because we know that this year the Earth Center is very much active compared with the activities which were launched 3 years ago or even last year. And the idea to put forward a plan for the coming 5 to 10 years, but always look at a long-term challenge, has been particularly important to understand the various participations, the various interventions, from marine resources to biodiversity, to energy systems, or to space climate interactions. As clearly stated in the declaration which was signed by different governments in the very first day of this meeting, we want to keep the agenda of the Earth Center because it is very up to date, and it is central to the ongoing challenges that all our societies are facing, and particularly it can and should anticipate many of the alerts which the pandemic has called for our action, either in terms of the need for new knowledge, but also of a new institutional framework, and yet the Earth Center itself as a network institutions do provide the roots for institutional innovation, but more and more for the development and use of new observation methods, where certainly low-altitude satellite information, if adequately integrated with in situ sensors, do provide a framework which can in fact help our societies and to bring to the center of attention those that has also been particularly in the margins of our society. I do remember 3 years ago in Azores, Minister Pandori from South Africa strengthening all our attention for South-North, North-South cooperation, particularly to bring to the center those which have been in the margin, particularly in Southern Atlantic regions. And we must share our common goal, that is through more knowledge, through a better equilibrium of economic resources that we can certainly improve our understanding of ocean climate interactions, but also to share the challenges of those still facing for poverty in the Atlantic. But in some of the sessions, it should particularly mention the new frontiers of science. I do remember, and I actively participate in the session on the first day with leaders of NASA, of the European Space Agency, of the Canadian Space Agency, of South Africa Space and Nigeria Space activities. And it's particularly important how we look at, I will call, new space for people by making use and making available low altitude satellites in a way that can be better integrated with maritime data and coastal and sensors used in coastal areas. Actually, this has been explicitly written in the declaration as a major target for the Air Center in the coming 2 years, to make sure that enter as soon as possible on very active microsatellite missions, and that in the coming 2 years, Air Center does provide an Atlantic constellation with high resolution image, which can provide in a way to facilitate the integration with advanced information systems among artificial intelligence methods to better provide people at large, economies and companies in particular, but also government organizations to better use this information and better provide the solutions which we need all to make part and essentially to promote for the years to come. Again, we need to continuously take stock of the evolvements. The Air Center has provided a number of new projects through the last year, and for that reason we have decided to organize next June, in about 9 months' time, a new high-level meeting during the Portuguese presidency of the European Union, which will be held in June in the Azores Island, and I hope by that time we can have a face-to-face meeting, but certainly also making use of online virtual sessions, so that we can continuously take stock of progress achieved and also try to design new challenges for the future. Essentially, this has been the history of the Air Center over the last 3 years, but also of Atlantic interactions for many decades. Is our capacity to take stock and to have a critical assessment of what we have done, what we have not done, and to identify day after day new challenges to be able to do always more and more. Again, I thank you all of those at the Air Center Earth Observation Lab in the Azores, but also at the Air Center poles in southern and northern Brazil, in South Africa, in Nigeria, in Angola, in São Tomé, certainly in the United Kingdom, in the Catapult Center led by Nick Verk, in Norway, and in Spain and in Canary Island, where the former Air Center director now runs the local Air Center activities in Las Palmas, and essentially by engaging people, by engaging government and business activities, academic and non-academic sectors, towards the ultimate goal of better understanding the role of oceans, climate interactions for the benefit of our societies has been our target. And again, I thank you, all of you, that has been facilitated this ongoing process, which will always be a stepwise process, but we need to take stock and make sure that every year we are doing more and engaging more people in this common goal. So let me thank you all. Let me thank you, Greg and Miguel, together in his team in their center, particularly Zemoting, Tani, and all the others for making this a reality. And I look forward meeting you all in the Azores next June. Thank you.